How did prison time inspire Duane Chapman to become a bounty hunter? And what made a hardened criminal go on to become a traveling preacher? Here's what we know about Dog the Bounty Hunter's life before and after he left the slammer. Those who had tuned in to reality TV in the 2000s doubtlessly found themselves face to screen with the US's most massively mulleted, canine-themed bounty hunter, Dog or Duane Chapman.
Here, I want you to meet somebody. Sure. Who's that?
From 2004 to 2012, Dog dogged bounties across 8 seasons of his original show, the self-titled Dog the Bounty Hunter, before appearing in 2 spin-off shows, which he also produced. According to Dog, he caught over 10,000 fugitives, which would, if accurate, be more than one per day over 27 years. He also claimed that God made him famous. Dog takes his relationship with the Almighty pretty seriously, and started doing so after serving an 18-month stint in the Texas State Penitentiary in Huntsville, Texas in 1976. According to the New York Post, it all began when Dog and 3 buddies busted into a house in Pampa, Texas, looking for pot, and one of his friends wound up shooting and killing the person inside, Jerry Oliver. Dog was convicted of first-degree murder. The Guardian reported that Dog was sitting in a car outside while the killing went down inside, and despite a Pampa police officer saying he played a minor role, he got convicted. No matter what happened, Dog's time in prison left a permanent mark on him. On the Prodigal Stories podcast, he said of prison, "I realized right then that at the end of this rainbow of crime and all that is not a bucket of gold, it's a cell." That's when he rethought his life and turned to bounty hunting.
I've had a problem, we all have had, everybody here. What is your main problem about? Why can't you stay straight?
Duane Chapman was born in Denver in 1953. At 13 years old, he dropped out of school and joined a biker gang. TV Insider identifies the gang as the Devil's Disciples and says that by 15 years old, Dog had run away from home. His father, whom he later learned wasn't his biological father, was a welder whom Dog says physically abused him to the point where he couldn't shower at school because of bruises. In other words, Dog wasn't exactly set up for success. In a 2020 interview with the New York Times, he said he was convicted of robbery 18 times, and at 23 years old, he received his 5-year sentence for first-degree murder, for which he served 18 months. While we don't know precisely how Dog fared behind bars or what he experienced, his time spent in Texas State Penitentiary was apparently enough to knock some sense into him. Speaking of his crime to The Guardian in 2012, he said, "I should not have been there, that's that." His former wife, Beth Chapman, though, said, "It's just incredible that something that he did 33 years ago is just haunting him, no matter how many good things we do." Those good things include Dog's charitable ventures, bounty hunting, and his adoption of Christianity, all stemming from his time in prison. According to the bounty hunter, he was forced into a Christian role and made to go to church as a kid, or his mom, a minister, took the keys to his motorcycle. Dog says that he didn't take any of it seriously, thinking that God's not going to care really what I do as long as I say the blessing and keep God kind of first. While Dog's time in prison didn't change him overnight, he told CBN that he started acting nice, telling the publication, "I started thinking, what would Jesus do right now? I started pretending to be good, and all of a sudden, I started being good." When Dog captured some of his bounties, he would tell them, "Listen, man, I've been there, done that. We need supernatural help."
I know God is absolutely real.
Nowadays, Dog acts as a kind of traveling preacher, speaking to everyone from kids to hardened criminals like those of Western Missouri Correctional Center. He said of his work, "I'm not a preacher, I have a message. The last thing Christ did was to take a criminal, a convict, to heaven. So I'm following in Christ's footsteps."